Blog Talk Radio.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey. How strange? Really strange. Hi. For those of you who don't remember me, and those of you who don't know me, all alike, allow me to introduce myself. I am the realest of the real, the hatedest of the hated, the only midget in the Pacific Northwest that doesn't need fucking antibiotics to be a tornado. Bacazina, yeah, Richards, that's aimed at you. I am Davey Claudio. This is fucking Front Street. And just to clear the air, I'm the kind of guy, over the last several years that has had this change of attitude and this change of outlook and change of everything about myself, like, honesty. Like, for example, I'm certifiably crazy. I get an SSI check, but you probably already know that. I've been convicted of 17 domestic assaults, but you might or might not know that. Not my point. I've been to jail multiple times on felonious counts and charges of which I've done time for and attempted to pay my debt to society. You might or might not know that. I've been bouncing in and out of the professional wrestling scene. My first break came in 2004 when I was introduced to a man by the name of Timothy Flowers. You might or might not know that. That's okay. You might not know, or you might know, that I've been blackballed from just about every locker room in the Pacific Northwest. That is a fact. That is a shoot. What I'm doing today is going to be a whole lot of shoot. Like, for an example, last weekend, I had the privilege, I had the honor, I had the pleasure of working with New Generation Wrestling, with SCW, whatever the hell it stands for, Sequamish Championship Wrestling, I'm going to assume, and ICW International Championship Wrestling. Now, what we did was promoted, was advertised, was postered, was spread throughout the Pacific Northwest as a tribute show in memorial of a man by the name of Matt Lapel, who recently passed, and we did something to show respect to a man who loved this business. And I was honored to be a part of this. And this is where things are going to get a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Taboo, kayfabe killing, really risque. And I have a feeling that somebody's going to beep in or somebody's going to try to call in. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. What, on the other hand, is not fine is, I had the opportunity to read some bullshit apology by some fat fucking skank named Christina Marie Sager, who had the audacity, the nerve, the fucking gall to make an ass of herself, or as it's been commonly known, fucking Lodge Podge, and fucking embarrass herself, and only herself, and make absolutely no friends by embarrassing herself and throwing toilet paper into the ring. Except this time in particular, she decided to take, her inability to say no boyfriend, Douche Venture, and former local indie pro wrestler RJ Machado with her. And, they made several toilet paperings of the wrestling ring, and she called it a rib. Well, the sad reality is, unless I'm mistaken, a rib is only a rib if it's more than just you that's in on the fucking rib. And sadly, there was nobody other than you that was in on the fucking rib. And then, in the same fucking paragraph, She says that she only did it because she did it as disrespect to me, David Claudio, because she has no respect for David Claudio. Well, which one is it, Christina? Is it that you did it as a rib, or did you do it to show disrespect to David Claudio? And if you did it to show disrespect for David Claudio, how unprofessional are you to go and do something out of personality conflict on, out of all things, a tribute show? And yes, I'm calling you Christina because calling you Lylah would imply that you're a fucking worker. When the reality is, and now it's going to get a little bit ugly, I know Christina Sager. You all know Christina Sager as the biggest fucking rat in the Pacific Northwest. And for those of you who do not know what a rat is, I will be more than happy to explain to you what a fucking rat is. A rat, a ring rat, a locker room rat, which happens to be Christina Marie Sager, is somebody who goes around sleeping with wrestlers. Like, I don't know, Aaron, formerly known as Dave Hollenbeck, formerly known as and currently known as Havoc, Dash Venture, what the fuck was that fucker's name? Tony Baloney? And you know, like, here's where I let the cat out of the bag, okay? Once upon a time, I knew this kid. You know, she was a good kid somewhere deep down inside. She was a good kid, you know. I tried getting to know her. I tried, you know, like, showing her respect. And she used to rant and rave at me about how there's this guy that she's so in love with, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right fucking now. His name is Chuck Payne. And she decided to tell me about how in love with Chuck Payne she was, that she would go over to his house, or he would come over to her house, and he told her on a regular basis, you're not good enough for a relationship, but I'll take a hand job from you. And I was the kind of guy, you know, once upon a time, maybe, you know, like 4 TVs ago, maybe 5, who knows. Anyway, but, you know, like a couple TVs ago, because, you know, like, I'll admit it, you know, yeah, I've cracked a female or two. Call me the fucking Chris Brown of the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, fucking, she's telling me about how this guy treats her like shit. I tell her, you know, like, you deserve better than that. You deserve a higher standard for yourself than that. So I tried my best to you know, like, introduce her to myself and bring her over to my house on a regular basis. She never did it, except for, you know, like, this one time, you know, like that one time in band camp, but it was this one time at Claudio's house at 4107 Center Street in Tacoma. She came over to my house. She came over to my house because she took it upon herself to get acquainted with one of my roommates over MySpace.com. Yeah, Christina, I'm putting it out there. And she decided to come over to my house and fuck my roommate. And she can't even deny that she fucked my roommate because my roommate admitted that she fucked my roommate. And he sort of kind of, you know, like, didn't feel bad about it, but she came out the next day talking about, you know, like, you know, he was kind of a bad lay, and he doesn't know what toothbrush is or toothpaste is. And I'm sorry for fucking your homeboy, Sean Patterson, currently known as Zero, on the streets of Tacoma. Yeah, going there, Christina Lodge Podge. And, you know, like, he's talking about, you're a much better guy than he is, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Get the fuck out of my house. Just get the fuck out. And you know, like, it went from there to where, you know, like, there's this guy. He's probably going to get mad at me. His name is Heartthrob Eric Hansen. He posts on fucking MySpace that he's horny and has nobody to fucking play with. So I linked him to fucking Delilah's fucking MySpace profile, which was what she was going by at the time, Delilah. but I link him to her profile, and he immediately replies with, "Oh, trust me, bro, been there, done that. Remember, we both go to the Playboy Buddy Rose and Colonel De Beers school together? You know, the school that she doesn't even admit that she was ever a part of. You know, yeah, she was trained by Playboy Buddy Rose and Colonel De Beers. But enough of that. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to, you know, like guys that she's fucked around with, like, you know, Heartthrob Eric Hansen, apparently, and Douche Venture, which I'll get to in a minute. But then, you know, like, the last time I put her business out here, she left me a voicemail on my phone, a voicemail of which I recorded and a voicemail of which I uploaded onto Ripway.com. For those of you who don't know what Ripway is, it's a free server that allows you to upload redundantly, ridiculously, whatever, only 20 megabytes of data. But anyway, I recorded said voicemail, and she's all like, "Why can't you be nice to me? I love you. I want you to be there for me, be with me." And then all of a sudden, you know, she gets together with this guy. I'll just call him Dash Venture. And she gets together with this guy, and suddenly, despite several months of denying that he ever had interest in her and that she was only good for a fucking blowjob, kind of like every other worker that's ever had his dick in their dick in her mouth, you know, he finally gets together with her, strikes the fucking idiot bitch jackpot, because lo and behold, she buys him a fucking wrestling ring, right? And then she buys him a fucking trip to fucking Florida, where, by the way, mind you, I know all about, they laughed you out of their fucking studio. So you guys go down to, you know, like Orlando-ish area from Tampa and decide to try your luck in that other company, which also proceeded to laugh you out of their, you know, studio, so to speak. And, you know, come back to Washington and break up, and she starts hugging on some Canadian named Tony Baloney's nuts. And eventually they get back together, I guess. Don't know, don't care. Evidently, she bought him a wrestling belt, you know, the Universal Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, or maybe they bought that at Universal Studios. Don't know. Either way, moving forward, there's this incident where her and Dash and Machado decide to throw toilet paper in the fucking ring. And she says she did it with disrespect towards Claudio, even though she also said she only did it as a rib. And then she also says that New Generation Wrestling is borderline backyard. Can you believe that, guys? A charity show that got together in a legitimate-sized venue for an audience for the sake of raising money for cancer, leukemia, lymphoma societies is borderline backyard somehow. I would really like to see how you can explain within no shadow of a doubt that Randy the Pimp Taylor, a man that I have had the privilege of training with, is a backyard wrestler, or how you'd like to tell Mark Ferguson, the man who currently wrestles as the chef and has been doing so for the last 10 years, is a goddamn backyarder. I would like to listen to you tell all these people that Matt LaPel has touched, has affected, has made an impact to the lives of, that they were backyarders. Oh, wait, even better. Why don't you go tell Mike Santiago that the people that trained him were fucking backyarders? Or why don't you tell Jason Jackson, the jackhammer, that he was trained by backyarders? Let me tell you something, little girl. You are a rat. Not only are you a rat, you are a piece of shit. And the way that you make it sound like you were physically assaulted by Keith Atkins, I'm surprised that you know what an assault is, because I sure in the fuck know what an assault looks like. I've got 17 of them. Would you like to be 18? Because I'm not above it. Oh, no. I got something better. I have a young lady. Her name is Tamara Benson. She wants you in the goddamn MMA ring, where she can put the smack on you like I witnessed you do in your Lodge Podge video with a pair of fucking sneakers. You're not so tough when you don't have somebody holding a bitch down, are you? And you certainly aren't pretty fucking tough when you don't have fucking Dash Fetcher watching your back because you know you were out of fucking line. And trust me, I can be one who can outright say, regardless of what GW has to say about what I'm about to say right now, or what I've said tonight, or what FCW has to say, or what ICW has to say, I'm going to throw it out there. Keith Atkins should have beat your fucking ass. You know it. You want to show unprofessionalism towards the sport that you claim to fucking love? Do yourself a favor. Grab your fucking automobile, load up your boyfriend, load up your gear, drive off a fucking cliff. Just believe me, nobody would miss you. I know I've made enemies. I've proudly made enemies. I've made enemies the old-fashioned way, by getting under their skin. You've simply done it by pissing on somebody's fucking grave. And if you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. Fight Tammy. And that long-haired guy, if he has a problem with what I have to say, we can be on the same fucking card. Because this is Claudio. This is Claudio that tried being the bigger man. This is Claudio that tried telling Tammy if she was really invited by Lylah Lodge to be a fucking pro wrestler and get trained by one, go for it. I'm trying to be the bigger man and say I support that shit if that's really what you want to do. But now, I'm done doing shit fucking professional. I'm done doing shit like a fucking adult. Now we can do shit fucking hood. Unlike motherfucking Bad Blood's gimmick, which is just that, a fucking gimmick, I was actually raised in the fucking slums. If you guys want to handle this shit fucking hood, get in the fucking ring. Because I guarantee you, somebody's face will turn purple, and it won't be Tammy's, and it won't be mine. So here's how it is. You guys have something you want to say about me? Do it in the fucking ring. Until next time, everybody, go check and see if that bitch is okay.